Hi. All right. Where I left off at was with all the tasks that I do still as a single mom. I still have to carry out my everyday jobs. I'm a mother of three. Actually, I'm a mother of four, but one is successfully off on his own. And then I still have three at home. So, um, single mom. Pretty much, if you're familiar, then you understand. So imagine doing all of those things from a wheelchair. There were times that in the process before I was actually diagnosed, I gave up on, I gave up. Probably a form of depression hit me, probably anything like that along those lines, anxiety. So before I actually stopped totally walking, there was a process before that. Also, just watching your body just not cooperate is a front seat to life. And I oftentimes like to say, God, I did not raise my hand and say, I'll take that. Give me the wheelchair. I'll take a little bit of that. I'll take a bit of that. However, I believe someone wise told me that it is all about perception. So, how you view it. I'm in a different place now in my life, although it's still not peachy, but I am not where I used to be. So, just imagine that coming on you, and you're used to roughing and toughing and doing everything on your own, and now you got some issues with your body and things aren't cooperating. That's where I was at. And then the second part of that was trying to get doctors to check me out and see what was going on. And part of the reason they didn't believe me, they were like, your age and you have kids, and I just don't know who plays with their health like that, but that was a struggle in itself. So then when I finally got diagnosed, one of the biggest things that was around me was support. And my girl Renelle, who was definitely there for me. My kids were there for me. But I did hide for a number of years. I probably only went to H-E-B and Walmart for a number of years. Then I went through a very rough divorce, which some of you got to see that openly on Facebook. I got to share some things in that area. And a lot of times people want to say, oh, you shouldn't share, certain things on Facebook. But reality is, to each his own. Get it? So I'm going to be sharing it's going to be like a reality show that I'm filming from my home and my life. So I'm going to be letting you in. I'm going to quit saying I'm going to let you in, and I'm going to let you in. So currently right now what I'm working on is exercises, which is physical therapy. That has been a process with my insurance. Sometime they'll give you 3 weeks of physical therapy, and then you're off for about 3 months. And the zigzag of that can really, it starts to challenge me. That's what I'll say. It starts to challenge me in the way of my value, because I see people all the time that go through things, whether it's car accidents or whatever, and they'll be walking again. They have that support of that medical staff or physical therapy or occupational. And for me, just those things I have received, but they don't seem to stay consistent. And I place so much emphasis on them that when they're gone, it's like I decline. So basically, I'm starting back up physical therapy again. I have wanted to do water therapy for some time now, and I finally got approved for that. But then I had a hurdle come up in the midst of that. So I finally get approved for it, but I have to wait until the end of this month because I go back in for another surgery to have some things corrected or fixed or turned around for me, and then I'll be able to go into the water and actually attack the my legs to walk again. But I do, in the meantime, I'm working on strengthening my legs and my core and those type of things. And that's what I'm going to be sharing, because I think every day it is so hard Yes, I have four big boys that are there for me. They support, they help me in every way. Um, but nobody can want this for me more than I want it or need it. So every day is a struggle to get out of the bed, to move, to do what I have to do, but yet raise a 16-year-old son, an 11-year-old son, and a 9-year-old son. And each one of those ages come with their unique desires and needs, which is a mouthful in itself. Um, I bumped into other people that are dealing with similar body issues, and I have found that they are some of the most um, awesome personality people. I've also bumped into people that don't have, these issues, but they they seem to have a value of life that I have taken for granted for years, for years. I go out in public now and I'm just looking at people's legs and I'm like, if that could just rub off on me again, what I would do. And that's not the question of it. It's what am I going to do with where I'm at right now? So the thing in the back of my head is a part of my wheelchair. It is a power chair. I have all the things that equal up to somebody being handicapped or disabled. Um, but to honestly deal with your own disability and to find that you have a prejudice against other people with disabilities is an emotional process in itself. And then you have life. And then you have get up off your ass, girl. Get up. But you can't.